fighting games are going ape shit. Well, there goes the SEO. But anyways, so yeah, the last couple of weeks, so it's always, when it comes to fighting game topics, it's when it rains, it pours, you know?
Yes.
Because, like, we've had several FGAs where there was nothing going on, so we had just to make up stuff, talk about whatever. These last couple of weeks, like, there's been lots of talk for most of the big fighting games going on right now. And on top of that, I don't know about you, but I've been not putting a whole lot of time into fighting games at 2025 so far, up until the last couple weeks where I've been going crazy with MK1 and Dead or Alive 5.
Yeah, no, I haven't put a lot of time into fighting games thus far, just because like I have videos, like fighting game arcade playthroughs scheduled up until like May of 2027, and also, I have like fucking stuff to work on for my diploma, so I just haven't really had the time.
Yeah, it's, well, over here it's been a lot of preparations for things. There's been sitting around a whole lot, you know how it is.
Yeah.
But which this is more or less the last day for like a fucking week that I'm going to that I have had any fucking free time, that I'm going to have any free time available to record anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyways, yeah. So I can't even keep track of all the nonsense that's going on.
Okay, but we can go chronologically because I do have the news pulled up.
Okay, would that not be starting with the Tekken 8 patch?
Yes.
Because that was 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
right? Okay, so I've not seen footage of, I've heard about, like, the sheer degree of nonsense that's going on of the fuck it, we buffed everyone patch, and more specifically, fuck it, we buffed everyone in the ways you wouldn't want us to patch.
If you're gonna say that the patch is fuck it, we ball. Which, I mean, it's it's only like 4 steps away, really.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, that I feel like Jack is the problem.
I haven't really heard anything, but then I legitimately, I am not joking. Aside from the character trailers, I have yet to see footage of Tekken 8.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of this nonsense going on with my own 2 eyes. I have seen trailers going. Excuse me, not trailers. What's wrong with me? I have seen footage of the Tekken 8 new patch nonsense, but it's only the stuff that I've sent you, where there's a new bug where if you time certain varieties of attacks, you wind up accidentally taking on your opponent's moveset, animations included, but you still keep your character, which resulted in the nonsense I sent you where someone was playing Kazuya versus Ana, and Kazuya hit some move wrong that caused him to take up Ana's moveset and start doing, you know, Ana moves like the rear view.
Yeah, he's just innovating the Mishima karate style.
Finally. But anyways, the other clip I saw, if that was an Ana versus Jack match where Ana did it, where Ana wound up taking Jack's moveset.
And then started flying.
She didn't do flying, no. But she did, I mean, it even takes up the idle animation, right? So Anna's there squatting on her, you know, she's doing the Russian squat while holding up her arms like they're machine guns.
Yeah.
And she starts, you know, doing Jack zoning where she's, you know, pop up with the arms, and then suddenly Jack gets sent flying by the invisible hitbox because Anna's arms aren't big enough to actually fit the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard they took, it's become a popular thing to say in the last 10 years, ever since Overwatch 1 came out, when the opening philosophy of Overwatch 1 was, if everyone's overpowered, then no one's overpowered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is making people rethink that philosophy, at least in regards to fighting games, apparently.
Yeah. The funniest part to me is I saw Corey Gaming getting flack. It's one of those things where, like, legitimately, I have seen that video of his, and I agree with him in that video, but at the same time, I have such a fucking distaste for the guy that I'm just like, okay, good, I guess.
Well, I love Corey, bar the one video he made that was awful.
Yeah, that was the first video that I saw of his. That's why I have this opinion of him.
Yeah, he made the lowering the skill gap video, which I can agree with part of it, because obviously you and I both agreed that, like, to a certain degree, that has caused some really bad design choices in fighting games.
Yes.
But when you watch the video, he's not really making a good argument for why, simplified fighting games are less fun. Instead, he's just making an argument that it's like, if you're not good at fighting games, you just shouldn't play them, buddy.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, Gerald, you've missed the mark on this one. Every other Core gaming video I've seen, I really liked, but that one stunk.
Yeah, like I've seen, I want to say like 2 or 3 videos of his after seeing that one, like a year or more after seeing that one, and I gave him a chance, and in those ones, like I could see his arguments and go, okay, yeah, I agree with this. I can agree to this. But every time I think of him, I just immediately come up with like I just have the fucking him explaining how button mashing works, and it's like he never was a child or just a person fucking learning a game.
There's a strong possibility he has a little bit of that feeling of someone who grew up in an arcade scene where he never had that period of, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm just smacking buttons. Like he seems like the sort of guy who came up in an arcade scene where there are already people who knew what they were doing and taught him, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was also taught motion inputs, like, that is a thing, and stuff like that, but, like, I also still had the mashy, part of my life, and also, like, generally, I'd like to think that I don't really look down on people who mash, But it's a part of growth.
Yeah, it's something that's pretty well inevitable unless you had someone who's telling you ahead of time, don't mash.
Yeah.
Right, and even then, like you and I'm sure, well, probably not. Hey, you're not much of a guide reader, but I remember back in the day, learning fighting games and reading guides, and one of the guides saying, "All right, if you're having difficulty inputting this, try not mashing. Try cleaning up your inputs." And I remember, being like 13 and going, "Oh, fucking easy for you to say, bitch."
Yeah.
And like by now, yes, of course, I have the maturity to go look back and go, "No, the problem was I needed to clean up my inputs and just slow it down." But when you're very new to fighting games, it seems like there's just way too much going on. And I think you can sympathize with, there are sometimes where a fighting game really changes things up with their mechanics. And when you're first playing that fighting game, that big change to the mechanics can make you feel like that old mashy, I don't know what's happening, feeling again, right?
Yeah, like I would say, like, I love Guilty Gear. There was a time when I learned, I labbed air combos and shit in Xrd. And even to this day, I'm pretty sure that I cannot tell you a string that works in the air, because air combos are not a part of my game plan, because most of the games that we play are like Street Fighter, where air combos don't exist. So
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So yeah, like whenever I did air combos in Guilty Gear, I would know the way. I would know like 4 or 5 ways to fucking transition into an air combo, which would usually be the same launcher, but whatever. Like I would know how to transition into that launcher. But once the air combo started, I would just start fucking mashing whatever, and usually the combo worked.
Yeah, Guilty Gear is pretty generous in those regards. I can remember I'm in a similar space where Guilty Gear is a problem for me with air combos, but it's really kind of only Guilty Gear, which is the funny part. Because the thing is, Guilty Gear, I play a good few characters in Guilty Gear just having a laugh playing with you and Pink. But in terms of like, okay, all right, asshole, play the Guilty Gear character you're good at, you're going to really seriously try with. It's Slayer. I like Johnny. I like, let's say, Biken. I like Soul. I like Potemkin some days. Some days I hate him. But if I'm really going to be playing to win and get good, it's always Slayer. I just play Slayer. He's my boy. And Slayer's not, like, if I use Dust more often, I'm sure, and maybe there's 1 or 2 other things Slayer could do that would lead to more, me doing more air combos. But generally speaking, when I play Slayer, what I play for is pressure and mix-ups and cross-ups.
Yeah.
And of course, it is worth mentioning, I don't really play Guilty Gear seriously. The list of fighting games I would say I play anything near the meta on. It does not include Guilty Gear. But it's still, like, when on the rare occasions where I do get dust on Slayer successfully start an air combo, or I'm playing combo trials, it's like, okay, I think just hit input a Gatling and then down kick and then input the Gatling again.
I don't even know who would be my best character in Guilty Gear. Honestly.
Not Johnny?
Probably not, honestly, no.
Oh, go. Well, you've got Biken, right? Because...
Yeah, I play Johnny, I play Biken.
Biken's the character you're better at playing seriously, but Johnny's the one you play for style points.
Yeah. Honestly, I think...
Because I can beat your Johnny, I can't beat your Biken. Wait, have we ever played my Slayer versus your Biken?
No. But just thinking of...
the classic you and me always do is my Slayer versus your Johnny.
Yeah. I think legitimately your my best character...
probably beat my Slayer.
I don't know. If I wasn't rusty, maybe. But...
Because I don't think I've ever beaten you as Biken. I've beaten your Johnny, but I've never beaten your Biken.
I think you did. Oh no, wait. You played as Biken during the Power Hour. I don't remember then.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did like a fucking 30 Biken mirror matches in a row, and I won 3, you won 27.
I don't know. But honestly, I think just thinking about it, my best character in Guilty Gear, the one that I could probably play like with some competency against y'all, not in an actual competitive scene, but against y'all, just that, is either like fucking Zappa or Anji Mito.
Oh God! Well, yeah. Well, now, in fairness, both of those characters are my weakness.
Wait, Leo Whitefang.
Both of those characters have a lot of bullshit going on. That is, fuck you. You don't get to move on. Wake up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Guilty Gear. Everyone's got set play in Guilty Gear, but those two in particular are really stinky about it.
Yeah. But yeah, like Anji in particular, because Zappa is just like, all right, set up the Three Stooges, and then they just win the game. With
Unless you get lucky and get the fucking crazy big samurai ghost stand, in which case, fuck it doesn't matter.
See, I actually can't use the stand, the samurai ghost stand. I bet really? With that one. Yeah, I'm genuinely the best when I have the Three Stooges out. Because what happens then is I just keep sending them to you to trip you up and then just zone you out. But yeah, like that, and then with Anji, like Anji just fits the way I play fighting games more, I guess, because Biken is a reactive character, and Johnny is supposed to be a more reactive character. I just don't care. But with Anji, I can just Rekka, and if memory serves, his Rekka even has armor on it sometimes. So like,
I see.
Yeah, and even if the Rekka doesn't catch you, if you get knocked down, I can literally just send out a fucking butterfly, and if you block on wake up, guess what? Unblockable mix up. That's on Jimmy though.
Oh man, I was traumatized just remembering.
Yeah, the less we talk about Leo Whitefang, the better.
Oh God, he's the top of the list.
Yes,
on the list of like fighting game characters I can't handle, it's him at top.
See,
which is weird because in Fighter Z, one of my favorite characters is Piccolo, and Piccolo at top level is like more or less the same degree of absurd. I get to do whatever I want, mix up monster that Leo is.
Yeah, I think during the Strive beta when that was happening, fucking 50 years ago. I played like 3 matches against just random people online as Leo Whitefang, and turns out, fucking Rajda Mix-Up Guile is a character that I can use fairly recently.
Yeah, and he gets every variety of mix-up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's only 2 fighting game characters I can think of in history who have tools in their kit for high-low, left-right, strike-throw, all without jumping. It's just him and Piccolo. That's it.
I can think of a third one. I think.
Who's that?
That's F4.
Oh God, you're right. Even then, you get a little bit more time off of his teleport to see it coming. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, actually, yeah. Now to talk about him, yeah, Leo Whitefang is probably my best character. Then. Year to year.
Now, hang on. That is he your best character, or is he just the one that the person you play against the most is weak to?
I don't know, because once again, when I played online, I was unbeaten with him too. Now, granted, that was only 3 matches, but
oh shit. All right. Yeah, this Tekken patch. I've not looked into it. All I've heard is people saying, like, making, like, as the meme, they're like, okay, imagine if this patch existed for Street Fighter 6.
yeah.
And they show the patch notes, and it's Akuma. Akuma, we felt that he wasn't using crouching medium kick enough, so we made it now where it's +3 on block. And to account for this, we've also nerfed, Ashura Senku. So now Ashura Senku has more frames it can be thrown out of. But just to make sure that it doesn't stop being used, we've made it where it's now invulnerable to everything that isn't a throws again.
Yeah.
And we're thinking we're going to give him an upwards one as well.
I just had the idea of you give Ashura Senku invincibility again, but as a nerf. Now Akuma, specifically only him, has the tripping system from fucking Melee.
God, I just thought of one.
Yeah.
All right. Ryu's most iconic move is the Shoryuken, but players simply weren't using it enough. We have now made the Shoryuken safe on block.
Oh god. No, you put this on Ken.
Yeah. We've made it where Ryu's Hado charge now it hits overhead. Huh?
We made it now where every all of Ryu's Hadokens have been replaced by fucking whatchamacallit, Cyclops beams. Like, Ryu just plays like Marvel.
Yeah, I was about to say that's Marvel Infinite Ryu. Oh shit.
We felt that Jury didn't have enough combo routes, so we gave her Roman cancels. Why? Why not? What do you mean that's just Feng Shui Engine? No, it doesn't cost meter though.
She now has Feng Shui Engine by default, and if you activate Feng Shui Engine, what it does is it makes it so that every time she throws a fireball, it throws out all 3 of the ones she had in Street Fighter 4 all at once. No.
If you enable Feng Shui Engine again, then a timer starts. If you input fucking quarter circle forward, 3 kicks, then Jury does an instant kill.
Oh shit.
If you miss the instant kill, the meter goes away for the rest of the match. Like, her instant kill is just fucking, I don't know, like running you over with the bicycle.
Oh shit.
But yeah.
So that nonsense has been going on over there.
Then Rival Schools is back. Now in Fighting Pass form.
And Pog form.
Yes.
Yep. Capcom's sticking with it. They won't give up.
Nope. I can't wait for fucking Plasma Sword. But for the Plasma Sword Fighting Pass, they would actually need to remember Plasma Sword.
At least they're advertising it for the Fighting Collection too.
Yeah. Then I guess, in smaller news, there is now an English localization for CVS 2 on the Dreamcast.
There wasn't already?
I guess not. Then Street Fighter 6 will be a launch title for the Switch 2.
Yeah, with Alana.
Yes, and
Alana is almost certainly taking this long because they're giving her time to come out on the Switch.
They were forcing her to make the amiibos. They sculpted them all by hand.
Fucking Nintendo is now using impoverished African labor.
So nothing is new, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess they moved the production from fucking like Asia to Africa, but still.
Uh,
But yeah, there's gonna be 3 amiibos of Jamie, Luke, and Kimberly, and also cards of basically everyone else from what I can see.
I thought you called Jamie Jimmy.
My favorite new protagonists for Street Fighter, Jimmy and Jimmy.
Excuse you, Lemmy and Jimmy.
And it's just the actual streamer Lemmy.
I was thinking of Lemmy Killmeister. That's way lamer.
See, I don't know. Like the only footage I've seen of the streamer Lemmy has just been like him getting his eyes blown out by lights and yelling in Scottish. So.
Oh, is he that guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't keep this shit straight.
But can you keep it gay?
I maybe that's the secret.
Yeah. Alright then. Soul Calibur 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Sweet! Link is finally out of the emulations pits.
That's it. Technically, no, not really.
Well, okay, shut up, though. Out of the Nintendo's going to stop you from emulating in pits.
Yes, that is more accurate. And good news, you can play as Link online through probably worse connections than Parsec.
Oh shit.
Alright, I'm seeing more of a Street Fighter 6 on the Switch, yeah.
Yeah.
Tekken 8. Alright.
What's up?
It is time for us to talk about our favorite Fatal Fury characters.
Oh, yeah. So, we already talked about Ronaldo last week, and my reaction to Ronaldo was, what? That's stupid but funny. Okay, whatever. Ganache, I looked at it and I went, this is a meme, right? And I saw the trailer and I was seeing actual moves and animations. I went, this isn't a meme. And I had to stop and go, oh, this is the plan for now. Oh, I see. This is bad and does not make me excited for KOF.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say that hasn't been said yet. This is fucking dumb. Literally who? Why? Why is he beating on Terry? Why give such an insulting super move to the guy that's going to beat on Terry? And also, who? Why? And why is he beating on Terry?
Yeah, like I've said, or at least I think I told you. But like, Ronaldo was, for me, alright, I'll get this game on clearance pick of like, I really fucking hate this.
He's insulting to you because you already have to deal with people glazing Ronaldo every day where you live.
Yes. And
you know, while it was not intended as a personal insult from SNK to Addy the hero, it wound up as a personal insult from SNK to Addy the hero.
Yes, and so that was already bad. And then Ganache was announced, and I went, all right, maybe I'll download the game if it's on PS Plus. Maybe I'll consider it, but probably not. You know.
It's one of those things where I'm sure this will still do well in Brazil. Well, actually, I'm not sure about that because Brazil. Do they have PS4s or PS5s in Brazil?
5 people, I think, do.
Because my understanding was a big part of why FIFA was still a PS2 thing is because they don't bother, like, they never got the PS3 or PS4, PS5 in Brazil.
Well, they technically have them. It's just that to afford a PS4 at this point, you're gonna have to save up like I want to say like 3 or 4 months worth of salary, and this is like assuming that you don't eat for those 3 or 4 months. Like you don't pay rent, you don't eat, nothing fucking at all. You just go to work and put the money away so that you can buy a PS4.
Yep.
And yeah, like, so yeah, that's why most people are on PC or whatchamacallit, or using old consoles. But then even on the PC side, the games are so fucking expensive that most people are, turning to piracy, because what the fuck else are they gonna do? Really?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Like, every time stuff like this comes up, I am reminded of that Gaben quote, where he said that piracy is whatchamacallit.
People generally won't pirate unless piracy is oh god, what is it? Fuck it, go ahead.
All right. It's like piracy is a distribution problem or something like that he said. But it's basically like, if you don't serve the market in a way that the market can support it, then people will turn to steal your shit, because people will want your shit, but they can't afford it. So yeah, then I actually don't know if this was posted, I just remember this. So, did you know that also, one of these days, I don't fucking know when exactly, but KSI is running a boxing thing called Fatal Fury, and it's officially sponsored.
Yes, I saw that. I didn't bother to watch the trailer. All I saw was that, yes, there is a Fatal Fury model. There is a Garo model now of KSI. And he's making all kinds of silly facial expressions. And then, hey, look at this boxing.
Yeah, I didn't see shit. I saw the poster and I went, oh, checks out, I guess.
Yeah. We got our priorities straight, and it's not you.
Yeah. Oh, let us see. Numbers for Evo Japan came in. I don't know if this is the most up-to-date.
What do you mean number for Evo Japan?
The number of people signing up for games.
Oh, okay.
So, the stats are funny, which is why I'm really bringing it up. So, just, I guess, pay attention to the trends and just, try to figure out what the next one is, or whatever. Like, I'll leave out the first one, and then you can figure out off of the other ones how many people signed up.
Well, number one, Street Fighter. It's going to be Street Fighter.
It is Street Fighter, but KOF 15 has 289 players signed up. Granblue has 474. Strive has 676. Tekken 8 has 960. So how many players does Street Fighter 6 have?
10,000.
Close. 6,500.
I see. I have no estimate of what these regular numbers are. I hear them every year, and I never remember what the actual range is really supposed to be.
I mean, it's just these are all the people, all the competitors that signed up to be in the tournament. There's 6,000 people fighting. I
just have no idea of what a normal range is supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, I just think it's funny that like Tekken 8 is the second one with like 1/6 of the people.
Oh yeah. The heyday of Tekken 7 is past somewhat. It'll be a good question whether or not they can possibly like even kind of pull it back in Tekken 8's lifetime, or it'll just have to wait until people forget about everything that made them mad with these last couple games.
Yeah. Then Hokutomaru. I didn't even look at him, I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't bother either. I don't care. I'll get around to getting Fatal Fury City of the Wolves when it's on sale, but I don't. If there's any character I'm going to give a shit about, it's not Hokutomaru.
Yeah. Then Elena.
Go ahead. Yes! She's finally here!
The surgery was successful. They have removed the pizza from her head.
That's what they were waiting for all this time.
Yeah. Like, she had the surgery and then they forced her to make the amiibos by hand. Like...
She's had a rough go of it these last couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, obviously they didn't show any gameplay. They were in keeping with how they've been doing things, but they confirmed that she's coming sometime this year. Yeah, June 2nd, right?
June 5th, I think.
June 5th. Okay. Because that is good to know. I think that's probably the day that most of us assumed, unless you were really dooming and just going like, she's never coming. And the goofy thing is, going off of last year, we'll probably get Elena on like June 2nd, and then sometime in like mid-July, we'll get the first character of season 3.
Yeah.
So really, like, Elena feels more like a part of season 3, and Akuma felt more like a part of season 2, you know?
Yeah.
It really just makes it feel more like season 1 was a 3-character season.
I actually like Elena's new design aside from her hair. Like
I don't like the hair either. It's really derpy.
Yeah, like it's got a bit too straight for it to go all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been the questionable thing of Elena of like, if she's Kenyan, why is her hair white and straight?
Yeah.
But Capcom not knowing what African people look like is nothing new.
Yeah. Oh, then let's see.
I'm waiting until the proper gameplay trailer to really have much to say here, other than, hey, looks like we're getting another African Savannah stage. Cool.
All right, so that is the newest bit of news, it seems. All right, so, in light of recent events, Tekken 8 players have modded the heat system out. We're Tekken 5 now again.
So you're finally interested in picking up a copy, then?
No, because it wouldn't run on my laptop, and I also just like, modding. Oh, and also, this doesn't even look like fucking stupid-ass Clash system. I don't think they can do that.
Somebody will try. There will be something, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
If they take up enough of a strong enough philosophy to go, all right, heat system, get out, you're stinky, they're going to do something about the other systems that did not exist prior.
Yeah. They remove all of the systems introduced after Tekken 5 and then add in the original Tekken character, Akuma. They're porting him over from Tekken 7.
Yeah, I'm going to bet those are different crowds there.
Yeah.
Just getting a feeling there. If they're Tekken 5 purists, they might not like Fireball Man.
I don't know, Jinpachi was there.
As a non-playable boss.
He was playable in Dark Resurrection, and that's the one that people glaze.
Yeah, that's true. I always forget about that.
So yeah.
Anyways. By the way, I want to mention I'm playing Hayabusa's arcade modes in Dead or Alive to unlock costumes for him because I know he's your boy.
To unlock the costume where he's wearing nothing but the mask.
That actually does tie into something I wanted to mention. But first, let me just say, not knowing how to play Hayabusa and just playing through easy difficulty, boy, I'm just mashing the fuck out of this shit.
Yeah.
But I found out pretty well everyone on the men's side of the roster, except for Genfu and Bass and Leon, because they're old, and except for Jackie and Ein, for reasons I cannot discern. Other than that, all the other men on the roster do, in fact, their last costume that's available for them is just them in their underwear with MMA gloves.
Oh.
And it's really funny on Hayabusa because he does keep the mask, even though he loses the mask in other attires. So it's just a ninja who's wearing fucking briefs And then he's got
Nice.
MMA gloves and a fucking ninja mask. But
Good.
I don't get it. You can unlock an underwear attire for Akira, but not for Jackie. Why is Jackie excluded? Like, evidently, the Virtua Fighter guys were not uncomfortable with the idea of Akira walking around in underwear, but why does it bother them with Jackie?
He's a member of Organization 13. He's heartless. He's heartless, Mark.
I was gonna joke that he's one of them never nude types. Jackie showers with clothes on.
Yeah, in a jacket.
Oh shit! Oh hey, genetic testing just got back on my dad, and no genetic mutations that would lead to cancer. So hey,
nice.
Anyways, excuse me. Yeah, so that's a thing I'm gonna have to work on for a few of the characters just for japes, because for all the chicks, it seems that the last unlockable costume without fail is the Playboy Bunny costume, which I guess makes sense. But for the dudes, it's just wearing their undies, which is still appropriate.
True.
It does bug me that why is it that Bass, they don't want to ever show Bass's chest? He's a wrestler. He should be the most topless of the dudes.
He's Kevin Steen.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Kevin Nash. I was going to say, actually, you're not wrong.
But yeah, but Nash wrestled shirtless at least once. I've seen him, I think.
Oh, God. Not anywhere where anyone remembers.
See, no, I think I remember him pulling off the straps on his singlet.
Oh, well, he probably did that at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. How do you feel about... Were we discussing Elena most recently?
We were discussing people removing heat from Tekken.
How do you feel about that?
I'm glad. Like I do wonder. Actually,
it's a shock.
I'm gonna open this article up just to make sure. Are they only removing the new stuff, or are they removing the heat system altogether? Because if it's the entire system, then it's good.
They might keep the whole system. They might be like a Tekken 6 or Tekken Tag 2 fan, right?
Yeah. Oh, right, it's not heat, it's rage that I hate, which heat is tied into. So, hence the confusion. Yeah. So, yeah, no, the rage system is still here, but the heat system is gone. So they just removed EX moves, and that's basically it. EX moves and dashes.
Okay,
like
so it's
dashes.
Tekken 6 or Tekken Tag 2 style then.
Yeah. No, good for you, but not for me.
Yeah. And, like, to be honest, I can put up with the heat and rage stuff. To be honest, part of why I can't move from Tekken Tag 2 is it's like, it's got everybody here that I want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like most of the new characters, I can't really think of one that I like that I miss from the older games. Like sometimes, very rarely, I will go back to the older Tekkens and go like, I miss Lucky Chloe, but I miss Lucky Chloe because she was turned into a fucking gremlin. So like,
yeah, which at least partly comes down to your interpretation of the character, because Bamco still wants her to be, pop star waifu.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And like, Tekken 3 doesn't have Lucky Chloe, but it does have Gon. Which is why we can't have it again.
Yeah! Oh boy. All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fighting games.
Oh, is that it for news?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the topic that I saw being discussed by a variety of people, and which we are now going to rip off, is seeing, I saw specifically the Say Jam video asking, what you know, like, so when people ask, you know, who's going to like say what it was, yeah, it was a video titled 2XKO is not going to save, in quotations, fighting games, and in it he naturally says like, what do we need to be saved from? But unless it gets brought up, the Tekken 8 fans right now are like, Jesus Christ, why is this balance patch so fucked? The Street Fighter 6 fans are like, Jesus Christ, why has there been so few balance changes, and why is throw looping still a thing? Mortal Kombat fans are like, well, the game's good now. It's unfortunate that it didn't sell very well. And I said there was just generally more bitching. Guilty Gear fans always bitching about something or other. But I was nonetheless amused beneath all this various bitching I couldn't even keep track of. Oh, and there was also, of course, the Fatal Fury guest character phenomenon going on. For all this stuff going on, it's all these various controversies and things. I saw someone in the comments and going, meanwhile, Uni fans, man, Michael Jackson got hands.
Yep, I saw the same thing. I went off the video. I have the post open. Yeah. I have the post open that this came from. Yeah, it was basically the current state of fighting games, and someone made this thing of summarizing the stuff, and it's KOF, game that Saudi Prince bad, real people bad, Tekken, giving up Tekken 8, returning to Super Mario Brothers 2, Street Fighter, Toloops made me kill a small child, Smash Bros. Yeah. I'm not paying $30,000 for Smash 6, Guilty Gear, or Strive Rater. I drew Potemkin in a silly hat. And all of the comments, 80% of the comments, I fucking swear, are people calling out Strive players for not playing Guilty Gear.
Yep, they don't, because they don't. Like, yeah. It's fine, because like I'm fine with Guilty Gear making money, but like most of the players that play most of the people that are big Guilty Gear fans on social media are there because, hey, Bridget, or hey, Biken. And they're very different people there, but nonetheless, they're both very relevant.
Yeah, like the thing with Strive too, though, is that like, I don't really care about it being a success or not, because I mean I have no stake in the company, but but you know, just on the community side, it's like, you know, like some like what 30-40% of the Guilty Gear Strive fans actually play Strive, and like. Not any other Guilty Gear, just Strive.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's the Strive. Like if any of them had to play Exard or X2, they'd just be pissed.
Yes, because it's not just Street Fighter 5, but with fucking Elfelt.
Fucking Street Fighter 5 has more tech than Guilty Gear Strive. Come on.
Final season, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like Arcade Edition, definitely not. Like, Strive is Arcade Edition, Street Fighter 5, though.
And it's crazy to just see how much, like, being there for Street Fighter 5 and seeing, you know, Street Fighter 5 not be great, and now here we are where, like, every time somebody sees a throw loop in Street Fighter 6, they're like, oh my god, Street Fighter 5 was straight Kino. We didn't know how good we had it, yo. And it's like, first of all, fuck you, Street Fighter 5 had throw loops for most of its lifetime. Second of all, fuck you, that game is not very good. Like, it's fine now, but, like, it's still not great.
Yeah, and like, the funniest thing about throw loops in 5 is that I literally have a video of me doing them.
So, like, yeah.
And yeah, like I was there for 5, not for most of it. I was there for half of 5's lifetime. It was shit, and like it's less shit now, but it's still kind of shit, you know.
And always, anytime that a fighting game goes on this long and there's narratives around it, it's always going to be the competitive community that's having something to say. So the competitive community doesn't care that Street Fighter 5 had no single player content.
Yeah,
like it's like, yo, Street Fighter 5. You know, it didn't have this thing that makes me bad about Street Fighter 6. I'm not currently playing it right now, so I'm not thinking about everything there was in Street Fighter 5 that made me mad. The Great Depression, really, I mean, it wasn't so bad because we didn't have texting.
The Great Depression, when you think about it, wasn't really that bad because we didn't have trans people.
Yeah, you know someone actually holds that view.
Dude, I've heard that view in real life.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Fighting games. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Bridget. But anyways. So, what was it I was going to say? So, yeah, that's... like, I've definitely... because the Guilty Gear fans are the ones that are still kind of just vibing. Uni fans are always vibing. Because all the small fighting game communities... even when they're not really super happy about the game, they just kind of grin and bear it because they don't want their series to come to an end, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, Uni fans can't do anything about things but vibe, really.
Yeah. And like Soul Calibur fans, oh, I hope Soul Calibur 6 isn't the end of the series.
Yeah.
Another port of Soul Cal 2? Okay, fuck it.
Soul Calibur fans, it's just a guy taking out a loan to buy a Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, boy. Still never going to get that version that's got all of the crossover characters all at once.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
We can't afford Heihachi Mishima. He's a PlayStation IP.
Did they say whether or not Heihachi will be in the Soul Cal in the Nintendo Soul Calibur?
It's literally just...
By all means, there's...
Yeah.
It's just Link?
Yes, it's literally just the GameCube game, dude.
That's nonsense, though. They've already made a version that has both Spawn and Heihachi. But, like, well, like, Spawn's not an Xbox IP either. Like, you can just get Image to agree to that shit again. Spawn's on the PS4 version of Soul Calibur 2.
There's no PS4 version of Soul Calibur 2. That was on the Xbox 360.
Fuck it, whatever.
But
The most recent port that's not on a smelly Nintendo console.
yeah. And yeah, this is literally just them taking the disc images that they have of these things and putting them into an official emulator. So no, it's literally just the fucking GameCube version with Link.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, good old Nintendo.
Yep. But hey, you can have oh fuck, what was it? Wind Waker and not Twilight Princess. You can have Wind Waker without any of the things that the fucking Wind Waker HD made him improved. Who needs quality of life?
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's a port of the original GameCube and not Wind Waker HD. What the fuck?
Because it's in the GameCube section. I don't know what you want, dude. It says GameCube on the tin.
Yeah.
Now pay me $1,000. Like, the thing is,
it's Nintendo, so you know they're not backing down on that shit.
Yeah. Like, the funniest thing is, I genuinely wanted the demographic for a Switch 2, because I haven't bought a Nintendo console since the NES. Technically, I had a 3DS. I only had fucking Pokemon X for it because it came with it, and Nintendo games are not affordable ever. But you know, like aside from that, like the last Nintendo console that I actually bought games for was the NES. So I was looking forward to the Switch 2, so of course it costs fucking $800.
Like, it's the classic thing. The console publishers, they always give up the advantage by overplaying their hand on the next generation.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, it happens with such consistency that I wonder that they honestly make so much money by overplaying their hand on that given instance that they don't care that they're giving up the advantage to the other console.
Good question, but at the same time, like, I don't know, like, the console market right now is so volatile that I don't know where things could even go, because Sony just announced that they're putting the prices up everywhere aside from the US for the PS5.
Oh, well, that's Trump. That's a Trump problem because most of the PS4 stuff is going to. They're going to want to raise their prices in fucking America the last.
Yeah.
PlayStation is an American and Japanese console.
But yeah, so they're doing that. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Shit, I had a point, but I lost it.
I know your pain, brother.
But either which way, shit's fucked.
Yeah. I think this was kind of inevitable that people were just going to turn to the piracy scene for a lot of this stuff. It was just like the economy's not going to get better for a good while on even like the scale of the individual nations, let alone internationally. And on top of that, as the console market declines and more like Americans and Europeans and even like Japanese and Chinese turn to PC gaming, consoles are going to, rather than just sink the cost, they're going to start making it where the few people that do, excuse me, not the few people, because it's still a rather large number, but they're going to account for the cost by making the people that still play on console pay for it.
Yeah. But then, with the current stuff, it's just like, okay, so if you can't afford a console, just build a PC. The thing that's only like 3 times as costly, and it will only go up 2.
Yeah. There's an initial cost of investment that Americans and like Western Europeans and Japanese and Chinese are willing to sink. But for South Americans or Eastern Europeans or Africans, that's not really tangible.
Yeah.
So it's going to be there. It's going to turn into, hope you still got a PS2 and you're comfortable playing PS2 games.
Yeah. I'm looking for topics on the side. I didn't find any topics, but I did find this image, which I'm putting into the voice text.
Give me just a moment.
I mean, yeah.
Which is funny because Max has actually bounced back super hard on Ganachi. Like, he was pissed about Ronaldo, but he's cool with Ganachi because apparently he listened to Ganachi's music and he likes Ganachi's music, and also Ganachi looks like him.
Yeah.
So there's the meme. And plus, it's Max. Max was always going to play it unless it did something that was just utterly unreasonable, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's no guarantee that he'd enjoy it or stick with it, because there's been quite a few fighting games that Max played because he's the guy that plays fighting games. But then, only after a month of playing it, he goes, yeah, this game's ass. I'm going back to, I don't know, I'm going to play fucking KI again.
I'm going to go play Final Fantasy Rebirth for the 4th time.
Probably. That's one of all the things that do annoy me about Max. The relentless Final Fantasy VII fanboyism is one thing. It's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, dude, how many times can you?
Yeah, like it's for me, it's a mixture of that and like when it's not Final Fantasy VII, it's Dark Souls or Monster Hunter. Those are the 3.
Oh god, he's pretty relentless with Monster Hunter, but Monster Hunter he can play with his friends, right?
What about Monster Hunter?
It's still in the Capcom wheelhouse. Anyways. Let's see. Sorry, something funny happened. Do you have anything? Is there anything in particular you want to hit that you've done this week for fighting games?
I honestly don't know if I played fighting games in this week. I've been focusing on other stuff mainly.
Understandably, yeah. Well, on my end, I am currently playing Dead or Alive 5.
Wait, we did play Mortal Kombat 12.
Yes, we will hit that in a moment.
All right.
But let me get Dead or Alive 5 out of the way. I've been trying to be the good at Dead or Alive 5. And it's weird. I found out one thing that was causing me to trip up in Dead or Alive a lot, especially playing against you, is I'd heard that Dead or Alive is built around the idea of there being the triangle of strike, throw, hold, right?
Yeah.
I did not know that there are only a few throws in the game that will actually connect with opponents that are throwing out, that are pressing buttons.
Oh.
So the majority of, so all strikes in Dead or Alive are throw invincible. And there are a few throws that are marked as offensive holds, which, if you time them right, can beat strikes and will beat holds.
There are
But
a
they
few
themselves
throws that are
get
marked
beaten.
offensive, and you just flip them off. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. But those themselves get countered by regular throws. So that was a lesson to learn, because I was so confused. Like, why can I not connect most of Tina's throws except for the Hurricane Rana? Right? Because I could always connect the Hurricane Rana. It was never a problem. And that's why. Also, are you any good with the hold system in Dead or Alive?
I used to be okay, but I don't fucking remember that thing.
Okay, because I can't. Like, I understand it's just simply universal geese parries. Everyone gets geese parries.
Yeah.
How the like? It's supposed to be a core of the game systems. How the fuck are you like? Okay, when you're playing against another player, I can see how you can do it, because it's a simple way to counter opponents that are spamming the same really good moves over and over again. It's a way to encourage the opponent to use some of the less good moves in their character's moveset, right?
Yeah.
But like playing single player to unlock all the costumes, like I'm kind of just free for the AI to whoop on. Because Dead or Alive is apparently heavily balanced around the idea that all the strikes should have really slow startup, so that stuff that seems really unsafe, like it's really minus, is actually more or less safe to just throw around because the opponent has no pokes that can punish it. But here's what gets really screwy. Do you know what the fastest startup moves in the game are that you're supposed to use as punishes for when you're blocking?
What?
Throws. Basic throws.
Yeah.
Not even the offensive hold throws, just regular throws. Which requires such a fundamental rewiring of the way I consider fighting games, for one thing, right?
Oh yeah, like, I think I might have had an easier time with this, because Fighter's Destiny on the N64 is set up very similarly. And I played all of that before or like around the same time that I played all of the DOA 1.
Yeah, that could explain it. So that's all weird. And like, I'm not very good with figuring that out, and I'm terrible with the holds. So when the AI is playing a really pressure-happy character that just throws out lots of really fast buttons, like I hate playing against Jackie, because Jackie is just relentless.
Yep.
Just constant machine gun kicks. And fun fact, by the way, that I found out. So Jackie has a unique thing no one else does in this game. I don't know if he even has it in Virtua Fighter. You would know better than I. If Jackie is just in regular neutral, like he's not pressing buttons at all, he's not pressing sticks either, or D-pad or whatever. If he is just in plain neutral, he will automatically parry all high punches. He just has an auto parry system built in. He's the only one that does that.
He's just that good. You need it for the flip kicks.
Oh, yeah, he's still taunted. But yeah, so other than that, though, it has been a good bit of fun learning Dead or Alive and making progress, picking up costumes. I did just yesterday, for whatever reason, one of my late night questionable decisions, I did I did install DOA 6, because I hear it's really not that bad if you get used to, if you don't pay full price for it and you don't expect to have very good costume variety, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
The primary loss is really the Virtua Fighter roster, because other than that, you only lose Genfu, Ein, and Leon, and other than that, you pick up some new characters. And it's like, yeah, Leon hurts a little bit. I don't care about losing Genfu or Ein.
Is Ein the guy who got the fucking bondage outfit?
No, Ein is Hayate when he's pretending to not be a ninja.
All right.
Which I can't figure out. Why is that the character you cut? Like, just recycle Hayate's character model and put him in street clothes.
Too much clothes.
Koei Tecmo moves in mysterious ways, you know?
We need to reduce the number of men on the roster.
They did! They got rid of all the dudes, but the chicks stayed!
Yeah.
Like, the only dude on the roster they left who's above the age of 30 is Bayman. Other than that, they kept Brad Fang. But other than that, like, they kept the young, good-looking dudes: Hayabusa, Hayate, Rig, Bayman, Elliot, and Jan Lee. And they got rid of Jackie, of course, because, like I said, they got rid of the Virtua Fighter characters. But still,
Yeah.
So I'll probably be giving DOA 6 a shot at some point in these coming couple of weeks. But as you were saying earlier, on the other note of games we've actually played, Mortal Kombat 1, 12. Sometimes I want to call it 13. I'm all fucked up.
Okay, it's Mortal Kombat 15. What happened to 12 to 13 to 15? You know, universe resets.
Yeah. Those were the lost Kamidogu Raiden years.
Yeah.
And like, man, I'm getting so fucked up about numbers. Last night I was like, man, I need to wish list the latest KOF so that we can play those through Parsec. I type in KOF 16. No, that doesn't exist.
Yet. Okay.
Yet.
Dude.
What's up?
We just judging by Gero 2. Fatal Fury, yeah. KOF 16 is gonna have the American sports theme, but it's gonna be fucking like Messi, LeBron, and like, I don't know, fucking
Cody Rhodes.
I was gonna say Pat McAfee. Because he's a quarterback.
Messi's not American, is he?
Who?
Messi's not American, is he?
No, but he is working for the American Football League right now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna joke Ronaldo, but you know, if memory serves, he can't enter America. No.
Oh god, was that here in the States that he got up to some questionable shenanigans?
That happened twice. Once it got swept under the rug. The other time,
twice?
Yep.
Oh my god!
So the first time it got swept under the rug. The second time they tried doing it, but somehow it failed and it got out that he paid off the woman while admitting to having done it. And that happened in Las Vegas.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
So if memory serves, he genuinely cannot enter America without being questioned by the authorities.
Yeah, very lucky for him. He doesn't play any games that go into America, huh?
Yeah. Funny how things work out, innit?
Yeah, I'm reminded of the Usos not being allowed into Canada for a while.
Yeah.
In fairness, that's not because they did anything suspect in Canada. That's just because Canada thought they were trouble and said stay out. Oh, shit. Oh, by the way, for Dead or Alive, before we get into too deeply into MK1-ness, for Dead or Alive, you remember how there was like all those licensed DLCs that you can't get for Dead or Alive 5 anymore?
Yeah, my and Kula.
Kula's for DOA 6.
All right.
But yeah, and a big smattering of costumes. Well, yeah, you can't get them anymore. The crazy thing, I found them just on the sidewalk on the corner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were just there. You know, it was just
the PlayStation gets handed them to you.
There's just my Shiranui right there.
Yeah. You go up to the PlayStation.
With, I want to note, a Arxis costume pack where all the characters in Dead or Alive have a crossover costume, either of a Guilty Gear character or a Blaze Blue character.
Oh, nice.
Some of them get real dumb, which is good.
But like I like imagining like you're just walking down the road. Suddenly the two fucking PlayStation kids just walk up to you. My Shiranui tied up next to them.
Yep.
Just go, what the fuck?
At that point, I feel like I would have to take it just to set her free.
Yeah. And then that's how she's in Street Fighter 6 now.
Yeah. She went on to a franchise where she would be free of Ronaldo.
Yeah. He tried to free Terry, but Terry wouldn't relent.
Oh boy. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 1. I nearly said 11. I am having a bad day for numbers, dude.
See, the thing is with the naming scheme is that, like, it fucking sucks, mainly. I will never on purpose refer to that game as Mortal Kombat 1 because it's not. It's not the game that was released for the arcades in like fucking 86 or whenever. Like,
no. And like it's the we went for a time where game franchises were ashamed to have big numbers, right? Because it meant, oh Jesus, this franchise is old, and the people would ordinarily say a franchise shouldn't get this many sequels. We've now kind of doubled backwards, where it's instead get the big number, or in this case, get the weird reverse number. And like, I feel like Mortal Kombat could stand to go back to just having subtitles.
yeah,
because MKX was cute because it's X, hardcore, and also, hey, we got Jason Voorhees, so Jason X, haha, funny. 11, I thought was really awkward. Mortal Kombat 1, even more awkward. Also, shoutouts, Mortal Kombat 2011, Mortal Kombat 9, whichever you want to call it, which is arguably the most awkward, because I can call it Mortal Kombat 9, but that's not what the name is on the front cover of the box. But if I call it Mortal Kombat 2011, that's, for one thing, a bit of a mouthful. And on top of that, it's not the 2011th game in the series.
see, that's the thing. Like, they have Mortal Kombat, the original game, which can be referred to as Mortal Kombat 1 because there were sequels. Then they have Mortal Kombat.
You're right. There are 3 Mortal Kombat 1s.
Yes, that's my point. Then there's Mortal Kombat on the 360 and the PS3, which is Mortal Kombat 9. It's the 9th game in the series. I don't fucking care. It's Mortal Kombat 9. Then we have Mortal Kombat 12, which is literally called Mortal Kombat 1, and it's the 12th game in the series. So fuck you, Ed Boon, or whoever decided this naming scheme. It's Mortal Kombat 12. I don't care.
Oh, there's no way this made it past I mean, there's no way that this wasn't at least partly a marketing team idea. But man, like, what I wouldn't give to go back to subtitles, right? Because Mortal Kombat 11, that could have just been like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat fucking Out of Time or something. Who knows? Mortal Kombat 1, New Beginning. There you go, right?
Mortal Kombat 13 subtitle will be I'm So Gay.
Jarek's back, and he's the new lead.
Yeah.
Well, the Red Dragon's so irrelevant, they've missed out on the last 4 or 5 games other than Movado being a cameo. But here you go. Holy shit, Jarek's like the only character that has never been referenced since Armageddon, come to think of it.
In this game, you have 2 new protagonists. They are Taven and Dagon.
Like, Taven and Dagon have been referenced. Blaze has been referenced. Meat has been referenced. Jarek gets nothing.
I'm still.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Other than the I'm so gay, Jarek's at the bottom of the list for Mortal Kombat characters. I'll put him lower than Su Hao because at least Su Hao's a meme. But still, holy shit, how bad do you have to be that they just never referenced you in like the last 15 years?
Well,
no, 20 years.
See, that's the thing though. Like, you remember Jarek for being shit. There's the guy they introduced in Mortal Kombat 4. He was in 4 and Armageddon and no other games. It was this black dude who had a boomerang. I don't fucking remember. Kai, yeah, him.
Kai, I am almost certainly must have referenced him at some point just because he could hypothetically represent something interesting for Liu Kang because he's supposed to be Liu Kang's apprentice.
He's Liu Kang's black son.
They never snuck Kai into the fucking next generation games.
Nope. Like, I'm still waiting for the return of Mocap. Like, unironically, like, genuinely, this is not a meme. I genuinely think that Mocap is an interesting character they could do something with. Because
the question is, do they justify him in universe, or do they continue to give him the isekai story?
Either one could work. If they really want to justify it in universe, they can literally just say that like they're doing CG for Johnny Cage's new movie, and he's the guy who works on the CG.
That is what I would figure is, okay, he's just, Johnny gets involved somehow. But, like, he can't stay as an isekai.
Yeah.
That's just, like, what? Oh shit. All right, yeah. So yeah, we played Mortal Kombat 1, which was for me the first time playing with the Chaos Reigns characters, and for you the first time playing with any of the characters.
Yes.
So what did you think of Mortal Kombat 1?
I liked it a lot, honestly. Like the the connection issues that we had did temper things a bit, but you know, when like I can see through that. I can see that, like, because you know that's not the game's fault. That's just technology. And
Yeah, but we did mostly get it sorted out that day, didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I liked what they did with most of the characters, if not all of them, honestly. Uh, at least the ones I played. Noob just being
Yeah.
UMK3 Noob, if he learns out of meter, is great. I love that.
It's interesting to sacrifice half your move set, like to make the decision of, okay, he gets to be both a rushdown character and a zoner in this game. You can choose to do an install that once it runs out, though, you lose your zoning tools and you're just a rushdown character.
Yeah, I found him to be very fun. I thought Ermac was really cool. Oh, I liked his new moveset. Like,
Yeah.
I would say it is a bit too flashy for my taste, but at the same time, like, you know, whatever. I'll take a flashy moveset that I like over whatever the fuck happened to him in the past, like, 2 or 3 games that he was in.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And then what else? Baraka. Honestly, out of all the characters that I played, Baraka was probably the one where I went like, I don't know how I feel about these changes, but it's okay. Like, you know, it's not a deal breaker. I still like the way Baraka plays, but they changed a lot of his basic tools that I remember him for.
Yeah, he's different in that game.
Yeah, because like you still have the projectile, but now it's not the sword glint, and because of that, it has the it has larger recovery, which sounds like a dumbass thing to complain about, but you know it adds up.
Yeah,
and Chop Chop just not being a move is fucking weird as shit.
It's weird because in terms of like it being a move where he just mashes and fucks up whoever's in front of him, it's now a normal. And like I've seen Brockamain say, like, yeah, that's just Chop Chop now, which is bizarre to me. But like he's still got a move that's supposed to be Chop Chop, but it's instead like a neutral skip.
Yeah, but no, but only in install. It's only a neutral skip in install. So
yeah, that's true.
So what happened was, but for one, the new move that's like Chop Chop, like it's one of those things where like I could get it, but at the same time, like the thing that really set Chop Chop apart to me is Chop Chop was, in my experience, always a combo ender, and it was basically a hit grab. So if you ended a combo with Chop Chop, it was guaranteed X percentage of damage on top of the combo that you already did. It was just a nice clean way to set things up, and then you just knew where people would fall to go for Oki.
Yeah.
And with the new combo that they have, and you know, with having done the stuff that we did in the practice mode with Baraka, like I'm just not convinced that the new string that they put in, that's basically Chop Chop, that can fulfill the same role, because you will just fall out of the combo and he will just keep spinning.
Yeah. And since it's a normal, you can't cancel into it.
Yeah. So that's why I don't like it that much. And the new Chop Chop that they put in, it's a combination, because he used to have a lunging grab that was basically neutral skip, but it wasn't big. Well, in MK11, he had this move where he would lunge in and basically do a grab, where he'd skewer you, and then he'd punch you and you'd fall like half the screen away, because fuck you can't do pressure with return to neutral.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like they just took that and then they made it so the new Chop Chop is that, but now he does more attacks out of it automatically, and like whatever. I guess.
Yeah.
The new spinning move that he does in the air, I liked. And Baraka Barrage, or whatever they called it, the one that can launch. You know, the one that can loop into itself infinitely in training mode.
Yeah.
Like, those moves are cool though. I did like those. And also, I do like how they just overall, universally, how they have air combos again. Like, I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, and they get pretty different with some characters.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, already people hate the game for how combos are long, I guess, because I heard that and stuff like that. But at the same time,
And
like,
MK11 players,
yeah,
it's the Street Fighter 5 problem on some level. That, well, this is the new base we've attracted, and they want it to be the old game.
yeah. Turns out somehow, some way, alienating all of your fan base and hoping that new people fill in every game is just not a good idea.
Oh boy!
And like I say this is not a Mortal Kombat problem. This is a problem with a couple IPs, honestly.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. It's a problem with they tend to pick all your favorites.
Yeah. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh yeah, but to me it feels like this weird thing where, like, the tools are there, the game allows you to use them in such a way to go for longer combos or more stylish combos, but eventually the game just decides, nah, and then just drops your combo, and I don't know how I feel about that part, because I get that it was made to appease people and also just make it so you don't just do infinites, but I felt like they could have, given you, I don't know, like 2 more reps.
Yeah, it's generally been a thing with the Mortal Kombat games that because it's built around juggles as the combo and losing gravity the longer the combo goes on, that it can sometimes feel like, oh, well, the combo just kind of ended there for no reason, right?
Yeah. Also, one thing that I didn't like is how they have the cameo system set up so that when you're in a combo, they do the combo breaker. Because to me, it would make more sense if you could still call in your assists. Well, maybe not all of them, but the ones that don't require you or whatever. Like, if I have Sub-Zero as my assist, then maybe for like more bar or whatever, I should be able to call in Sub-Zero to freeze my opponent to drop the combo, but then it takes all of the bar and he takes longer to recharge or something like that.
That would be interesting. Unique combo breakers depending on the character, on the cameo. That would be cool.
Yeah, and then, like, if you still want combo breakers on top of this, then just do what you've done for the past, like, 2 games, or, like, the game since Armageddon, more or less, and just make it so you have 3 combo breakers every round that you can just do by parrying the move.
Yeah.
And I think that could work, because you have your meter-based combo breaker that's, on the cameos, but you also still have to think about how you use the cameo system. So, like, should I use this combo breaker to get out of this combo now, or should I use it? Should I wait for this combo to finish and then use it in my own combo, the meter that is?
Yeah.
And then on top of this, you also have the resource management of the 3 combo breakers. Like, I think that could have been a more interesting way to do things, but at the same time, like, people, it's one of those things where, like, people complain about a lot of bars, and I'm just here as a Unity player going like, hey, the grid system is here. Like, I pay attention to that shit. I don't know how, but I do. Fuck it, add the grid system into Mortal Kombat now. I don't even know where you'd use it, but it would be funny just because like the grid system, how it works is the more you're on pressure, the larger share of the grid system you have, and each time the counter fills up, whoever has more part of the grid system or the grid meter built gets a roaming cancel for free. And it also refills your bars, but that doesn't really matter for MK. Like, if you wouldn't do that, you just get the roaming cancel in any combo or neutral for free.
Oh.
I just imagine the fucking degenerate shit that people could do.
Oh, I don't want to. Oh boy. So yeah, it's I'm glad to hear that you like it. I think MK1 is a very good game. A very good fighting game. I do think that single player wise, there is a lot to complain about. I do think it's weird that people are like, bring back Towers of Time. And I found that really kind of mundane and boring in MK11, but I guess people were really down with that, and they did eventually. So I haven't looked too deeply into how it is. But for me, this was the first time I got to play with the Chaos Reigns characters. And while I noob, I didn't look into too well. We looked into him together, but I did not investigate him too deeply. But he's never been my boy, you know. Yeah. I've never been a big noob guy, but he seemed cool. We did not. I didn't get to look into Sector or Cyrax. I intend to at some point, but looking into all three of the crossover characters as I did. Ghostface, Conan, T1000. Whoo boy. They made sure to backload all those gameplay archetypes that I'd really be into there. Because, so Ghostface, Billy Loomis version of Ghostface, the main Ghostface, has a command grab and a guy run, which the guy run itself can hit high, low, okay, or excuse me, mid, low, okay. He can cancel it into the command grab, and he can alternatively cancel it into the Rambo army crawl. So that's all nonsense. Ghostface is a weird character. I like him. I will say I do have one complaint about Ghostface, though.
Yeah?
You have to spend meter to switch to Cobra or Kira.
Oh, so that's why I didn't see them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you do admittedly, they did do a good job, though, where he can switch Ghostfaces off several moves. He can switch Ghostface off the teleport. He can switch Ghostface off of the, well, you know, the basically the stunt double move, the Mizdow move, where another Ghostface appears and smacks you in behind while you're still fighting the other Ghostface.
Yeah.
You can spin meter to take control of that Ghostface and therefore switch to Cobra or Kira. And in addition, I think this is interesting. His normal throw, you can spin meter to switch to Cobra or Kira during his normal throw.
Oh.
And I do think that's interesting. However, you only get to play as Cobra or Kira for 10 seconds before it forcibly swaps you back to Billy Loomis.
Aw.
Which I'm also not a fan of that. I'm going to be real here. When I play Ghostface, I intend to, you know, swap up the Ghostfaces because, you know, otherwise I'm only playing with a fraction of the character's moveset. But all three Ghostfaces do have separate pools of special moves. They do share a few special moves because they share the ability to teleport and they share the ability to call in another Ghostface support. But other than that, Billy Loomis is the one who has the guy run and who has the command grab. Cobra has mix-ups, and I shit you not, honest to God, Rekkas.
Nice.
And when I say Rekkas, I honestly mean the game says, all right, input quarter circle, high punch, quarter circle, high punch, quarter circle, high punch.
And he has Bodega.
I'm not even sure why he can do it, because it's not a Bodega chain. It's original Fei Long Rekka.
Oh,
it's not a mix-up or anything. He just has to input a quarter circle for every slash.
I mean, Bodega started out as that too.
That is true. I'll come to think of it, it's not the first Rekka in Mortal Kombat, because Takeda has a Rekka, but nonetheless. And Kira has combo monster stuff, because she can do the old spray perfume into the air, poison perfume into the air as a stun and restand for combos. And she also has knife throws, so she's the zoner Ghostface, I guess, with a little bit of combo monster going on.
Yeah.
Interesting character. Oh, they've also got, each of them has a unique normal that the other Ghostfaces don't have access to. Kira, they actually brought back her old, do you by chance remember Kira back in Deception and Armageddon, her move with the dual knives where she'd kind of just spin and make a windmill out of the knives as she's spinning.
Sorta, yeah.
Kira has that back, and it's just a normal for her.
Oh.
Fun fact, the ghost faces, while they're identical in terms of costume, you can tell the difference between them based on the knife they use. Billy Loomis has a combat knife, Cobra has a butcher's knife, and Kira has a very ornate Kalrava sort of knife.
Yeah.
Now, as for the other two, Conan is a monster. He's disgusting. Conan, big sword, big reach. Conan has a Shoryuken that he can cancel into a dive slam. Conan has a projectile reflect. Conan has a rush move where he runs up at you and smacks you with a sword, which he can meter burn to have it be armored. And actually, come to think of it, this is another big one. Conan has 2 Shoryukens. So he has one, he has 2 anti-airs.
I was going to say, he has 2 Shoryukens. One of them goes up, one of them goes forward.
No, he has one. He has one that's a very classic Shoryuken where he just swings the sword up while jumping. It goes up and forward. It's a classic Shoryuken motion. Excuse me, not motion input, but he moves like a Ryu or a Ken would while doing a Shoryuken.
Yeah,
and that's the one you can cancel into a dive slam. He has another one where he just jumps straight up in the air and then just slams the sword overhead, which will whiff entirely on grounded opponents. However, if you hit an airborne opponent, including ones that are being juggled, it ground bounces. So Conan can immediately take you from being in the air to ground bounce into a juggle. Now, I've not gotten into the really disgusting stuff yet, which is that Conan has several moves in his moveset that are delayable. He can hold the button to delay them. If he fully delays them, if he fully charges them, they're plus on block. They have pretty good range. If they hit when they're fully charged, they're a full launcher. Now, here's the stinky part. One of them he can more or less cancel into anything he wants, if memory serves. And the other one of the 2 big charge moves he has, he can cancel into throw.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. Now, here's the thing. It gets worse. Now, Conan's got a good, solid mix-up game on most of his normals. And he's even got one that is a complete 50-50. And if he hits the low mix-up, it's a combo starter. It's a pop-up. If he hits the overhead, it's plus on block. So you were either A, if you guess the correctly on the overhead, he still gets to continue his bullshit. If you guess incorrectly on the low, he gets to start a combo. So you need to either A, hope that you guess correctly and block the low, and just go, fuck it, I'll take the overhead if he goes for the overhead. Or just go okay, it's one of those rough choices because I can't just block low forever because he's just going to keep hitting free overheads. In which case, you got block overhead. Oh, well, here he starts the block string. Hope I'm going to have to fucking spend meter for an armored move. And you know what is the most disgusting thing about Conan's moveset? And I shit you not. By the way, Conan has Gil Resurrection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But beyond all that, the most disgusting thing Conan has.
Is it the parry?
Conan has... the parry's good. The parry is good, especially because... Oh, God. Well, that's the other thing. If you do go fuck it, I'm just going to go for my armored reversal. What if Conan reads you doing that and just goes, all right, parry. So Conan just does the bop on your head and, oh, well, you're back in the mix now. Yeah. You can't escape. No, the most disgusting thing Conan has is... So, you know how with Zangief, he has 3 different versions of bear grab, right?
Yeah.
Because at full screen or at any screen, any range beyond mid screen, Geef, of course, first does the bear taunt, and then he runs in and he gets armor. If you did it close range, then at mid range, then he gets the quick version. He skips the bear taunt and goes straight for the I'm going to rush you and take your legs. And if you do it at point blank, it turns into double suplex, right?
Yeah.
So if Conan is at any range other than point blank and he presses back forward 3, then he does his I'm going to run at you and then smack you with my sword move, which, like I said, if you meter burn it, it has armor. Other than that, it's kind of a derpy move. And intentionally so. But there's a problem with it. Even at that range, he can choose to hold down 3 and delay when Conan swings, so that even if you're up point blank against the opponent, he'll just keep running until you let go of the button and then he'll swing. And from there, you can cancel it, by the way. It's a cancelable run slash. But here's the dirty thing. If you do the move at point blank, Conan doesn't run. He just stands still and holds his sword over his head. And he holds it for as long as you hold down the button and you hold down 3. So he'll just stay up there. And it's cancelable, or you can let go of the button for him to do an overhead swing. And it hits overhead. Which, for one thing, on its own is already a problem, because it means that Conan can cancel any normal string into an overhead for free. So anything he would do that can hit low, he more or less gets a 50-50 out of. But here's the really stinky thing. If he does it at point blank, if he does the point blank overhead swing version, even though it's a special move, so therefore he can end any string with it that he wants to, it's +1 on block.
Oh.
Conan can make any string plus if he wants to. Oh, I didn't even mention, by the way, Conan's got 2 or 3 built-in tick throws in his moveset.
Of course. He needed those to be viable.
So Conan is probably the stinkiest mix-up monster. Well, Smoke's still pretty strong because he can turn anything into an overhead or a low. He can honestly get a 50-50 off of any string. So Smoke's still the stinkiest there. Conan's got so much stinkiness in terms of he can hit you high-low. He can do strike throw. He can do strike parry.
Yeah, but when you think about it,
latex.
When you think about it, it makes sense for Conan to be the stinkiest because during his time, baiting wasn't invented yet.
Yeah, he doesn't bait. There's no way. So Conan is the hardest. Like, Conan is the character in MK1 that is him and Omni-Man are the 2 characters in MK1 that are fuck you. We're getting up in there and we're just fighting games is unga bunga. There is nothing else. Now, credit where credit's due. Conan has a lot harder time getting in than Omni-Man. Omni-Man is not nearly the mix-up monster that Conan is, but the Omni-Man's thing is you just can't get him off of you. He has so many ways of getting in. Conan only has a couple ways of getting in, so that is the counter to Conan is keep him out. But once he's in, it's like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
And then there's the T1000. Now, T1000, it was pretty late at night when I tried him. So I didn't get to investigate too deeply. But T1000 seems like he's playing with a big toy box. Now, you saw already that he's got a special projectile where he just runs in on you. And let me tell you, he's got that. He's got a couple other special moves that move you forward. And almost all the strings push you forward a lot. T1000 is a corner carry monster. The corner is a scary place to be in any modern fighting game that isn't Strive. The theme of fighting game development for the last 5 years, ever since COVID, has been, we want the corner to be death.
Yeah.
So if you've got a character with strong corner carry, that can be pretty scary. T1000 is relentless. He's similar to Omni-Man. He has a little bit more zoning he can do if he wants to. He's got a little bit more of a mix-up game that he can do. In exchange for the fact that he doesn't have Omni-Man's sheer ability to just blow right through bullshit. But T1000 has 3 advancing stances. Or, well, 3 advancing moves, 2 of them which are stances. So he's, of course, you already saw he's got walk forward, gun shoot, right? Yeah. If he meter burns it, he runs while shooting the gun. But he's got 2 stances, one of which is he turns into, solid Silver Man, and he just walks forward. He walks towards you slowly, menacingly, right?
Yeah.
So from there, he has, well, for one thing, he's projectile invulnerable in that form. the projectiles, he just ignores them. Fuck you. And from that stance, he only has 2 options. It's not a full crazy guy run, but it's close. Because he has one mid-hitting move where he turns his arms into the hooks and he slams them overhead. And he can also, from that stance, do a command grab. Which is a problem, because in MK, you duck to avoid command grabs. But you have to duck without blocking, right? If you duck block, then your hitbox is still big enough to get command grabbed.
Yeah.
So you just have to neutral duck. Which is a problem when his other move that he has out of that stance is a mid move. And he has another stance where he does like Glacius and turns into a bit of goo on the floor, which will low profile all moves. And from there, he can side switch you. He can shoot spikes out of his goo and then keep going, or he can burst out of the ground in a pile of spikes, which is a pop-up that's a full combo starter.
Nice.
And all this on top of the fact that he's actually got pretty good mix-ups built into his strings and a tick throw.
Of course.
So MK1 has very much, for everyone except a limited selection of zoners like Peacemaker and Rain, been the fuck you get in Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
We cavemen now.
This is Liu Kang's vision.
Y'all better take your honest footsies asses back to MK11. This is MK1. We clowning this bitch.
What was the image I posted? The JoJo edit?
Oh.
I'm gonna look for it.
You are already mixed up.
No, it was from part 7. Here it is. Miss me with that footsie shit. I am rushing down everything. I'm doing Ransard Oki. I'm throwing about at frame 1. I'm plussing the corner. I'm plussing your pressure. I always have advantage. Y'all just don't know if I'm meshing or not.
Plus is a state of mind.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite part of that is I'm plussing your pressure.
Yeah. And it's great because we've all had moments where somebody else is rushing us down and we're blocking it and we just see them throw out a string and it's like, I know that fucking string is unsafe on block. Why didn't I punt it? Why did I just let it happen and then let him continue to move on to other moves?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Fighting games, man. Yeah, even when they're bad, they're good.
Yeah. Sometimes. I've played some horrible shit.
Oh, yeah. I was more so mean than everybody else going, oh, my God. Anyways, but by the way, back to throw loops, because we didn't really hit that.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think would be something they could do? I mean, they would probably do a new drive mechanic, because that's how Street Fighter generally does. What do you think is one thing they could do where they could nerf throw loops across the board so that it's just less of a thing that makes people upset, while making it so that there's a counter to parry on wake up?
I don't know exactly how their programming works. One way to fix that is to make it so parry when you're standing over someone, parry only works. Or, you know, when you're standing over someone or someone is standing over you, parry only works if you perfect parry.
Whew.
So for like the time, I don't know, for the first 5 frames or whatever, like you can go into the easy parry stance. You either have to perfect parry that shit, or you're getting hit. Like at most you're blocking the pressure, but you're not parrying it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a way to both make it so throw loops can be taken out of the fucking game finally, and also make it so parry isn't just the win the game button.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like even still, you still like parry still has a use. You just need to have good execution for it. So, you know.
Yeah.
Like I just think that's the overall the best way that I can think of right now that would satisfy most people who aren't like insane. I don't know. What would you do?
I would just kind of figure that Capcom's going to take up just going to go like, all right, we now have drive scalpel or something. I don't know. And it's like a really absurdly specific thing that like can be used for certain mix-up situations or to start up certain combos, and it's specifically more or less just designed like. But it's also like, okay, it goes through parry. By the way, it just ignores parry.
Yeah.
And there you go. Where it's a read thing where you think, okay, my opponent's going to try and parry on wake up because he's going to think I'm going to go for a mix up and he doesn't want to deal with that shit. So I'll hit him with drive bullshit, whatever, right?
Yeah. I mean, another way that they could do it, I suppose, is to make it so you can charge drive impact or whatever the fuck. Focus attack. You can like, basically just make drive impact focus attack again, I guess. But if you press it, it's normal drive impact, and if you hold it, then it takes longer to come out. But it's whatchamacallit. But it goes to parry.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that would be putting too much emphasis on whatchamacallit on drive impact.
Yeah, I plus drive impact is so telegraphed they could just let go of parry, you know?
Yeah.
And on top of that, I think they explicitly said they intended for drive parry to counter drive impact.
Yeah. What game mechanic did they not bring back from any of the games? Air blocking, but I don't think that helps.
You can't parry me, I'm air blocking.
I mean, I would like if they brought back air blocking. I thought it was neat, but you know. I don't know, cause alpha counters are back. Focus attacks are back. Like parries are back, of course. The two that I can think of right now are just like air blocking and fucking whatchamacallit, V triggers.
Yeah.
And I don't want V triggers back. No.
No, I'm good. I'm surprised they haven't been tempted to bring it back yet, though.
What would they call it? 6 trigger?
Oh god, drive trigger.
True. You know, I can't really think of any like game-wide mechanics that they had in one of the games. They didn't really bring back for 6. That isn't those two.
Yeah, I can't either.
All right, to make it so we can remove throw loops, but you also won't just be parrying all the time. Here's our solution. Geki? I think that was the ninja's name. From SF1.
He's back.
Yeah, for the people.
You've been waiting for him. We know you have.
Geki is a universal assist. You call him with the button combination and he goes through parry.
We couldn't think of any other way to deal with it.
Yeah.
It was the only rational explanation.
So yeah. Oh, I don't really know what else to add.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well then, I suppose fighting games were.
That they were.